It's 10:54 on a Thursday and you're here with the boys at the Boardcast. Welcome down, Kang, William and me. Are you excited, lads?
Let's go.
Da, 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 da. That's our intro song.
Yeah, no copyrights. We're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I'm having a fantastic day,
point.
William. Are you having a fantastic day?
Not too bad, actually, to be honest.
Kang, are you having a fantastic
I
day?
think this is going to segue into what you have to say.
Kang, can you please ask me how my day's been?
How's your day been?
Fucking terrible, Will. As many of you know from just incessant complaining, both in the store and outside the store and on this podcast, because that's really all we're here for, is to listen to me complain about things. I am a truck driver. I don't know if you've mentioned that before, William.
You mentioned it a couple of times.
Just a couple of times. Yeah, just sometimes, it flies past there. So, I started my day by forgetting the fact that I was supposed to be taking my child to an appointment. So that was a little bit of a goobiness there. And then I take him to his appointment. I jump in my truck and I put my foot into my manual truck because I'm a big boy with a big boy license. And if anyone knows how a manual vehicle works, is you put your foot on a clutch.
Yeah.
And instead of my clutch going, just to repeat that,
Nice.
straight into the clutch, what it did was go.
Oh, the clutch broke.
So my clutch unspooled in my truck, and I was like, this is not so good. So what I did was I called somebody who's much more mechanically minded than me to ask him opinion was of it, and his opinion was to get the fuck off the road straight away.
Oh, okay.
So I took it to a mechanic in Malaga and a fella called Jimmy. So shout out to Jimmy's Mobile Mechanics. Good bloke.
Let's go.
He's going to be able to start working on my very, very expensive clutch next Wednesday. So we've had a little adventure today, boys. What I did was I went to Budget Rentals. Shout out to Budget Rentals for helping me out today.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah, they are. Please sponsor us. I'm going to go. I'll take this podcast to them, see if they like it, see if we can get a sponsorship.
They're like, please leave the reception office.
I've given both of these companies incessant amount of money just to survive today. So I went there. They were like, no, the truck that I need to find a rental to just even finish the jobs that I had today to not make all of my customers just aggressively mad at me. So I go to Malaga, the truck's not there. They're like, oh, it's actually in Burswood. So I get in an Uber to drive to Burswood, which is pretty handy because one of my deliveries today was coming from Burswood. I then proceed to pick up the rental there, pay them an extortionate amount of money for a truck that's a quarter of the size of my truck and doesn't have a crane on it. So I'm still going to make a few customers mad. I go to the first job after all of this debacle. That job's cancelled. So I'm like, oh, that's money I didn't make today. So I go to the second job. Guess what happened to the second job, Kang?
Uh-oh.
Cancel?
Cancelled.
Oh my gosh.
Then I go to, what would we call the third job?
Cancel.
Oh.
Triple C.
So I rushed around like a maniac to hire a truck so that I make sure I didn't piss off many of my customers. And then they just fucked me over by cancelling all my shit.
Are you going to be mad at them though?
And then after spending $1,000 and hiring a truck for a week, which at the end of the day, hiring a little mini truck for $1,000 actually isn't that bad for a week. A guy called me and he was like, oh, I've got a truck for you if you want to use it. And I was like, fuck you.
Damn.
So if I just not organized it quick enough, I could have got a free truck to rent. But anyway, we're here now. We're here. My truck, my beautiful truck is sitting over in a yard in Malaga waiting to get started on next week. And I'm in a cool, it's actually, you know what, because my truck's from 2015, so it's pretty good for what it is. It's I think I've done about 400,000 Ks, which is actually isn't that much for a truck at that point, right? And I've kept it in pretty good nick, but it's not new. It's got no new mod cons. Haven't had a radio in it forever. So I just use my headphones because those things go and they're not top of the agenda to fix, right? But this cool new little budget flick around truck. It's brand new. It's like auto. It has a great sound system in it. And as much as I like to feel like a big man in my big truck with its big gears, having a little mini truck with it automatically shifts gears has actually been quite nice. I've been zipping around Perth
You're on
today.
the other side now.
Yeah.
The luxury
I
side.
understand the feeling of clutch though. So I used to drive like a performance car. I used to own an RX-8 though.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do.
This is
That's
from,
very stereotypically.
so this is hidden lore of William. A few years ago, I learned that William used to race cars. He was part of that, young underground Fast and Furious crowd.
Right, because I'm not in the country anymore.
That's
so I can
why he's
say
so
it.
obsessed with the family.
Yeah.
So-
do you watch a lot of Fast and Furious, William?
I do actually.
Oh, I knew it.
So
When he's opening packs, he's watching Fast and Furious so he can open packs faster.
Anyway, so you were saying, what car you were driving again?
I drove an RX-8, a Mazda RX-8.
Oh, nice.
So it's a rotary engine, 1.3. Can be really powerful if you need it to be.
Yeah.
And I had a similar issue with you. So when you say that you had an issue with your clutch, I feel you.
Well, you race, and in racing, clutches go out all the time.
So I had before this, I had a normal clutch. So I was not racing at the time. So I was just driving back, just cruising at 60, 70 Ks. And then like that sound came on, like, and then like, oh. And I called my mechanic, like, oh, he's like, that's probably a clutch gone. I was like, might as well go make like upgrade it to like a racing clutch or whatever.
Oh, man.
And then after I did it, and I instantly regret it because now the clutch pedal is like 3 times the weight to press on it.
You got to push it over.
And then there's like a ringing sound when you hit on it because like there's a lot of traffic in Malaysia. So every time I press on the clutch, it just goes ding 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 ding. Because that's a clutch turning, though.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not engaged in the gear, so it's just rotating, and then it has this ringing sound, and it's really loud. I can hear it.
Is it not supposed to engage though?
No, I mean like when you're just pressing it and you're just balancing it to move like really slow. So every time you press, it's just ringing, and
I see.
you just go back and forth. So yeah, so it was really painful.
This is why I drive an automatic car, because when I'm in like stuck in traffic, going to uni in the morning, I'm eating my sausage roll, and I'm like steering with my knees.
And yes, the racing part of the night racing is pretty fun because night
I
racing.
imagine it is night racing. How
Night
thrilling.
racing is just day racing, but more dangerous.
So what we do is we will drive from our home like up to the mountains. So there's a place called Genting. So it's like a probably like an hour drive.
I just learned that William is just cooler than me. Cooler than me.
You've just learned that, Kang?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's like a. Have you ever watched Initial D? Right?
He wears a bum bag and he doesn't look like a dickhead. So he's clearly cooler than both of us.
Have you watched like Initial D?
Yeah, the anime.
So the anime and the movie or whichever, right? So the adaptation. So instead of going like it's like going up a resort. There's a resort up in the hill. So what we do is we'll drive up really fast. No, you can't drift uphill, right?
You can.
Not
It's harder.
It's harder. You can, but it's harder. So we'll drive up really fast because it's like a snake. Like you're going like you just a lot of corners,
the
right?
classic serpentine around a hill, right?
So we'll go up, have a like Starbucks up there, and then come down after
all the
that.
way up for a Starbucks?
Yeah.
You somehow made it the most basic bitch thing ever. Like you've gone from car racing to getting a Starbucks.
Yeah, because you nothing else to do up there. Like you just go up there and
There's nothing to do except a Starbucks up there?
there's a casino there, but we don't
That was a way cooler thing to go to.
we don't gamble. So none of us gamble.
There's nothing to do, just a casino. It's like, all right.
William gets out of his fucking Mazda sports car, throws on his coat, walks to the casino. Hello.
It's cold
High
there too,
rollers,
so
please.
everybody go down because it's chilly, right? Because it's up in the mountains or whatever. So you go up there, have a cup of coffee, and then you come down. So when you come down, that's where the race starts or whatever.
Nice,
So
nice.
because there's a lot of like speed bumps.
Everyone's had their coffee, so they're really amped and ready to go.
Speed bumps. Boo.
So speed bumps one thing, and then your brakes will go like really hard.
Wait, so you're racing over the speed bumps?
No. You race when there's no speed bumps and you stop.
You just race to get to a speed bump, slow down, go over them, and then continue.
And the problem is, and all of our cars are really low.
Yeah.
So we have to go like race, dump, and then do that
The sideways thing,
the
yeah.
sideways thing, and then back again.
Oh my God.
So
We had to
skills.
go over the bumper one wheel at a time.
Yeah. So after that, when you're like on the foot of the hill, and then there's a long like highway back as well. Then you can race there as well. They can go as fast as you can.
Having a cool sporty race car sounds like a lot of fun, but it's a
No, its
nightmare.
maintenance is high.
The maintenance
though.
high, like when you're racing, you just absolutely chew through like your tires, your brakes.
Tires expensive.
clutch,
So I run 19s and like
transmission.
they're like almost $1,000 each or
my
whatever.
God.
Yeah.
That's like when I got my my tires changed here, and I stayed back on one of the nights. This is when Magic you could release the stuff on the Magic release set would come out on a Friday.
Yeah.
and so we'd stay here till midnight, and I would sell cards, and then to get that first release for the Friday, they've actually changed it now for Magic where it doesn't actually release in Australia until 4 p.m. on the Friday, which I don't know what fucking horseshit.
I believe you have to actually start a pre-release, and the pre-releases have to be scheduled for like some level of PM.
Whack. That's fucking whack. It's a whack. Nonsense. Just let me sell them at midnight and have fun on a Thursday night. You know what I mean? But whatever. They've taken that away from us. But anyway, I stayed back one night to sell cards and like for the set. And I was expected to go home, and I've got work the next morning on the truck or whatever. Anyway, I stay here, sell cards, make a bit of money. It's all about small business. You got to get that money in. And then I drive out of here, and I've got brand new Pirellis on my car, and I drive up the street, and I drive over a pair of like clippers. and the clippers tear into the side of my tire, my brand new tires. But the clippers get caught. I'll have to find the photo so I can put it in our Patreon, our link up, and our Discord.
Damage.
Well, the clippers got caught in the rubber, and they got jammed in, and then they shredded around in circles. So it also shredded up all my inner guard of my
combo.
And I thought I'd been hit by a comet, man. Like this massive noise blows out, and it like rips its way through. So I ended up sitting out there for like 3 hours waiting for someone to come bring a spare tire because I'd never spare tire for my car.
That exact same week as well, you had like tire damage. I also had,
That's when you did your rim, yeah.
Yeah, I was driving to the casino and it was raining pretty bad.
What are you doing in
and
the casino though?
Listen, long story. I have problems. But when you mentioned the casino,
he was trying to win us new
excited
tires
for a second.
Right.
Yeah, I was trying to win the money back for the tires. Exactly. Little did I know. But it was the rain, right?
Casino always wins.
A little bit of rain apparently in Perth just destroys everything because our freeway was just torn up with the potholes.
Yeah,
and in the middle of rain, I couldn't see, and I slammed right over a pothole going 90. In the side of my eye, I watched my hubcap go to orbit, just fly up into space. I've never seen the hubcap again. And I get off the side of the road, and my like rims are dented. I'm like, fucking hell. At least my tire's okay because like I have a pretty light car. I thought I was fucked, right? Because when you have a dented rim, I went to the mechanic the next day. The mechanic looked at it and was like, oh, you got a car from like the 2000s. These are steel rims. She'll be right. And he just like he brought a hammer out like a mallet and just banged the dent out. And he's like, you're good.
He unga-bungered your tire
He
back together.
unga-bungered my car. I looked at him. He looked at me and I was like, are you sure it's okay? He's like, yeah.
How much did he charge you to hammer your tire?
Like $100.
That's all right. Yeah, new rims are like lightweight.
Yeah, they're
rims, like
alloy,
alloys.
right?
So once it crack, you either weld it back or you just have to change it.
Well, you know what my fucking car has? One of those like space saver tires. So it's,
that's like run flats.
yeah, it's like a half a tire, and it can only go like 75 kilometers an hour. I'm like, fucking, what good is that to
Only
me?
75 kilometers an hour.
Well,
Sure.
yeah, but I don't know. It looks like a tire off of a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
I had a mate when we were younger. He had like a nice little sporty car that he lowered. What a nightmare. Every time he had to drive into someone's driveway, he had to like back up into it and make sure he wasn't scraping the bottom. We used to carpool a lot as kids, and if we get into his car, he would just be like, whoa, you're too fat. You're taking an Uber.
Yeah.
Because it would weigh the car down too much.
We'd call that as kids the douchebag tax.
Yeah,
So-
right. Like having a nice car is fun. But yeah, like I said again, maintenance.
So what happened to the car?
Sold it.
And what did you buy?
I bought like a shitty car.
Such as?
Like something like your car. Like
whoa. I'll have you know
So
that she functions perfectly
all
fine.
right. So if you want to know, it's like a Toyota Passo. If you have not heard, like what's a Passo?
Still got a Toyota.
No, it's like a locally brand. Like they bought like the OEM from Daihatsu or Toyota. Like Toyota and Daihatsu had like a collab or whatever. They have the same make of the car, and it's called a Passo. It's pretty cool. It's PASSO. Put it on the Patreon or whatever. It's pretty cool. So I had that.
I'll take notes.
And
I'm
that car's like still I still have that car back home.
Oh, nice.
My brother's driving it right now. So yeah, just when I
Toyota
go back,
reliable, huh?
yeah.
You know
It's
what? I reckon Toyota went from being the average working class car to suddenly becoming like a middle upper class car. Because you look at Toyota now, it's hard to find a Toyota for under like.
It's every
37.
car.
Yeah, but also even
It's
the
not just
affordable
Toyota.
ones
It's
just
just
sold out.
every car.
I hear what you're saying though. It went from like super budget to like it being a premium level. But then the other cars come in that didn't happen.
New brands come out now are like your budget ranges, right?
Yeah.
Like the Kia.
Because even Kia's starting to push its way.
No, Kia is expensive now. Hyundai is.
Well, I guess the real budget cars are like what, MG now? The cars coming out of China.
Yeah, probably, but
Well, what was that? So in Australia, they launched as the Great Wall, and then
it's called GWM now, right?
yeah, because they realized Australia is way too racist to allow to have like something that references China, even though we all know that Toyota and those companies come from China. So they rebranded the whole thing to whatever you said it was, so that people didn't like straight away realize it's from China. You know, where our country is so racist that they had to change the name.
What? Yeah. So nothing is cheap nowadays. It's like everything is expensive. Everything.
Damn it. And that's why I drive my shitty little car.
Hey, still working.
Hey, she's
You don't have to
beauty.
pay. The good part is you don't have to pay loans.
You know what the great thing is? At this point now, I want to be loyal to Toyota because Toyota has treated me all right. The one Toyota car that I've driven my entire life, it's been all right.
Yeah.
I want to buy more Toyota, and I can't.
You can buy
And
a secondhand.
Honda is now like a luxury brand, like Lexus.
You can buy my secondhand car.
How much?
Maybe 50 plus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
What is it?
It's a RAV4. I'm selling it at the end of the year.
You want to salary sacrifice it?
Salary sacrifice.
We will buy the car from William, and then we'll release it to you. And I'm sure there's some tax dodgers.
You know
we
what
can
it
get
is?
in there.
You know how people love Afterpay, Zip Pay, and like the pay in parts,
Right.
PayPal Pay in 4? I've never done that before, and recently I PayPal Pay in 4 thing, and I hate it. I realize I'm the type of person that if I want to buy something, I'm just going to save the money up for it and buy.
That's good.
Can you say what you bought?
What do you
I'll
want?
mention it. Okay, well, first things first. The reason why I hate the Pay in 4 is because now
What
I'm like,
did you
now
buy?
I'm like,
Stop changing the topic. What did you buy? Did you buy Van Cleef shit?
no, I can't afford a Van Cleef.
Then
Anyway,
what do
if
you
guys
buy?
know what Van Cleef size jewelry? I can't afford jewelry, William. I bought. Speaking about racing, I bought a race sim.
Oh, that's what you got
my
with it?
goodness.
William so disappointed in me. His face just then he looked at me like he was a disappointed father.
No.
I went out and I was like, I like my racing games and I've been really into cars for a while. Been watching a lot of rally.
Did you buy like the whole cockpit thing?
Yeah, I bought.
The chair and everything?
Yeah. It's,
That's what you always
a
talk
proper
about your like
wheel
immigrant
shifters.
parents who like work so hard to get you here. I just love the idea of your dad walking in, you're sitting in your fake car, racing your fake
Yeah,
race.
that was exactly
my
what happened.
goodness. Why?
My mom was like,
Oh, it's already here?
yeah, I got. It's also. I've been playing it for the last couple of days.
All right, take a picture and put it on the Patreon.
Oh my God.
Patreon time.
My
Sign up.
mom walked in and she's like, "How much did this cost?" Didn't tell her a word. My dad
So
looked-
$500.
My dad walked in and was just like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, everything's ever has always cost $30.
$200.
But also, it's on top of the pile of everything.
Wait,
else I
hold
buy.
on. How
So I
much
think
is
my
it?
dad is.
How much
I
is
was
it?
very reasonable.
Whoa! I want to know how much is it? Not what is the reason.
I spent $1,200.
That's all right. That's
all
not
right.
that much
It's,
money.
Yeah.
it's okay.
We're,
You know,
we're in a
I've-
hobby when one plastic little fuck can cost $1,200.
I've spent more money on Warhammer than I have
Right.
this.
I get let you go because
Yeah.
I just bought a Mox Diamond foil.
Oh, look for you. Well, for cards for you are.
I was just like, might as well because my current Mox Diamond is Japanese, so like I don't want to put Japanese cards in my deck.
wow, it's so
Racist.
hard to know what a Mox Diamond does.
No, I was just like, oh, might as well buy a foil Mox Diamond then. So I bought a Mox Diamond.
Yeah. So, racing games, fun simulators. I mean,
Do you buy the D-Box shit?
no. That's advanced. That's,
Can you like
that gets
upgrade
up?
it?
That gets up to I can.
Okay, do that.
Yeah. Shout out to Moza Racing, great gear. Shout out to
Moza
Next Level Racing cockpits.
Edward.
We will take any sponsor.
Yeah,
this
we can't
way.
get any sponsors. I did a delivery to a fella's house in I think it was like Mosman Park a couple of years ago, and it was this Egyptian family, and I was doing. He was showing me where to put the timber, and I was carrying it up into his like second story, and there was like a big tiled kind of like a theater room kind of thing, and in there was like this cockpit racing, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was talking to the dad, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's my son's. He plays it like, they're clearly quite wealthy. It's like a big boy house." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and like I was with I had an offside two of us, so there's two of us carrying the stuff in this house. So I got the guy to remember because I don't have a memory of a goldfish of what the brand was, and I can't remember now. I'll try to find it. But we looked it up after. It was like $1.2 million.
The heck?
It's the one they used to like
Actually
train the
train,
F1
yeah.
races. So it was like the actual setup was one with like all the TVs that come around the front. So it like scoots all the way around, and it has the haptic feedback. So you can feel like the tire pressure change, and like when your rubbers are going down, and when you have to when you pit stop or whatever as well. Yeah. And it's like it has like all of that, and the whole thing shifts around, and you can do. There's options for it. You can turn it into one that does like a flight simulator and does all the F1, and it has you can buy packages, and it allows you to train for different races.
Simulators go from like being for video games and very chill to going very, very far into legitimate training tools.
Yeah.
I watched some YouTube videos about simulators, and a couple of guys did a Call of Duty simulator where they put a
I saw
punching
this.
thing, like a
Yeah.
mechanic, right?
You
when you
shoot
get
the
shot,
gun and you feel the recoil because something hits your shoulder.
yeah, and if someone shoots you, like the whole thing just like pumps, like a punches you, like punches you in the front.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
And then someone did one with a tank too. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
play World
There's a
Tanks.
whole thing where like he built a contraption of you have to reload like you're reloading a tank. You're chucking a shell into like
So
a
three
barrel.
persons playing the game for one person.
That's
It's
pretty
intense.
cool though.
Yeah.
So one person is like aiming, one person is driving, and one person is reloading.
Yeah.
And then when he fires, the whole table shakes because there's a recoil in it.
I saw a video.
crazy.
It was like an Instagram reel of some guy was like, I want to go for the authentic, as legitimate racing simulator possible. So he's like driving around his racing sim, and if he goes and it starts raining, some guy's squirting water on his face. Someone's like got a fan blowing wind in his face.
He's got a whole crew of guys.
And when he crashed into a tree, some guy punched him in the face.
Gotta wear a helmet though.
You do the simulator for boxing, so you just have two boxing gloves that hit you in the face every time you get punched.
Tell me the experience of the simulator. Is it great?
It's cool. It's I imagine you can get way more advanced, but I did actually do some research and I got myself what's known as a direct drive wheel, so it's going to be a little bit more powerful, a little bit more.
Can you like drift on it?
Yeah.
Can you buy Initial D game and come to your house to play?
If you want, you're more than welcome to come to my place and give it a go, William.
Yeah, sure.
The thing is, on the entry level side, when I just play video games, I'm playing like Forza, right? But I've also, dived in a little bit more and I'm doing more research into like the more simulator style things like Assetto Corsa and iRacing.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo is still a video game.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is this is legitimate serious stuff. People have actually started their racing careers in iRacing. iRacing is like a simulator for racing games. iRacing is real serious. It's like a hobby club where you pay a subscription and you go in. They have designated times where people race, practice, all sorts of different leagues. We start as a rookie all the way up to like S class, A class. I've done some research into this. This is crazy stuff.
That's pretty
People take
cool.
it seriously. Like you have like Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, like legitimate Formula One races. They practice in iRacing.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
As I've been real into like rally.
Do you have like
Formula
a gear
One.
shifting as well?
I have one on the way.
Oh,
But
okay,
I got
okay.
a proper one. It's gonna be a H shifter.
Ooh.
It's gonna get handbrakes as well.
Let's go.
I want that experience. I'm already getting that adrenaling rush.
Drift, and then you play Initial D with all the Eurobeat.
I already get a little bit of that dopamine rush when I'm racing, and I get a good course. I'm like, yeah, sick.
All you need is like a fan.
Yeah, and I get all the dopamine and none of the risk of killing myself.
Okay,
Yeah, how good is that?
it's different though.
Very different.
Very different.
I'm trying to find if I can
None
get
of the G forces of
So-
what racing is.
2001 Simpsons Road Rage also on
the fastest I've been.
Simpsons Road Rage was great.
Oh, it's Simpsons Road Rage was the
Simpsons
best.
hit and run.
Oh yeah, hit and run. It was hit and run.
So
yeah.
fastest I've been on a public road.
Oh yeah, William, you wanna not incriminate yourself?
No. This is not in Australia though, so it's fine.
Oh yes.
That's how the law works. If you fly around the country, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. So I did 250.
Kilometers.
Yeah.
That's
Holy
fast.
shit.
Holy
250.
shit.
My gear couldn't take it anymore. So like I couldn't get like I can do a 255.
Yeah,
That's
you,
max.
You maxed that. Did you redline?
Oh yeah.
How many gears was your car?
Six.
Six
empty,
gears
yeah.
and you redlined. Fucking hell. Gnarly.
Well, 255, bro.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
So on the track, I was in a GDR 35.
Oh my god.
So
Expensive car.
300 and not I wasn't driving. I was a passenger. So 305.
Wow. You get to a certain point where
That's-
your body feels weird.
You're like going to the moon at that point.
Yeah.
That's fine. And then when you take the corner, because GD5 R35, right,
Yeah.
it has G meters as well.
Yeah.
So you can see how many
Oh
Gs
yeah.
you have.
A lot of the
yeah.
newer sports cars, the real actual like race cars, track cars,
But-
on your dashboard, it will track you the G-force and where it's going.
But the problem is
Because
with
you
the,
need to know your G-forces so that you don't snap your neck.
the problem with 35 is so high tech. It's
Yeah.
that time I when I was in it is still like the base mode, like the earlier stage of the 35, but it had all the technology to take a perfect corner.
Yeah.
So it won't drift because
Yeah,
there's a whole bunch
the
of
differential.
computers, yeah. Traction control, ABS,
Yeah,
stability
when he
control.
took the corner, like
What's the
I was
quickest you've ever been, Kang?
In my Yaris,
You just in any car.
maybe like 150.
Ooh, that's still quite a lot. In the
Yeah.
Yaris?
No,
Is it started with Y?
not in Australia, guys.
So you drove a Yaris in China for 150?
I have totally been out of this country and raced a car.
I'm surprised it didn't just fall apart in the air.
It definitely wanted to.
Yeah, 150 in that small car is shaky.
Oh yeah, the wind pressure, bro. Holy fuck.
Yeah, shaky. So
Are you sure it wasn't 15?
15? Mate, I could walk faster to work.
yeah. So driving quick is one thing, and then I just drove that speed for like maybe a couple of minutes, and then like
It's terrifying. I have a lot of
Terrifying,
respect
yeah.
for race car drivers.
Yeah.
The training they go through. Have you seen like because it's the G forces, they all got thick necks because they got to train for the Formula One drivers because the amount of G forces they have massive thick necks. for
Massive
training.
necks.
Yeah, you know, like the.
Do you know males are supposed to be? I think the number was 34 or 35. 35% more attractive based on the thickness of their neck.
All right, guys, I'm gonna start training my neck.
Neck training. The more thicker the neck and the
So you're telling me Brock Lesnar is hot?
Well, to women. So,
Is he?
Brock Lesnar is like UFC too.
based
right?
solely on his neck.
Hey, if you're a woman listening to the
Well, he's
broadcast,
30% more attractive than he would have been without the neck. So that's what I'm saying.
is he?
30%. How do you calculate 30% though?
I think it's like when they did like a study and they line all the different guys up, and the guys with the thicker necks determined to roughly be 30% more.
If you don't know who Brock Lesnar is, he was a UFC fighter. He's done a lot of like combat
WWE
sports.
as
He
well.
was a
WWE.
wrestler and then he became a
Correct.
UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He just has
One of the few guys that managed to cross over and be actually not bad at his job.
That guy
That's pretty
has a
good.
neck the size of like a thigh. Yeah,
Have you seen his daughter?
looks like Brock Lesnar.
His daughter looks like Brock Lesnar.
He
She's
did
also
not-
a UFC.
yeah.
She's a UFC fighter as well, right?
Something like that.
Oh, no, and,
Oh,
No,
geez.
she's an American. She's a wrestler. She does like
okay.
Olympic wrestling.
All right, put it on a Patreon.
No DNA. No DNA test needed at all.
Yeah.
That is 100% Brock
Wait,
Lesnar's daughter.
It's like it looks like someone's photoshopped Brock Lesnar's face onto a woman.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't say that to her face because she'd fuck my shit up.
But yeah, race car drivers, crazy stuff. The sport is actually legitimately insane. I've been looking into a lot of Formula One lately.
So is this like your
It's my current fascination.
gift for finishing the exam?
That's what I tell myself.
All right.
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
while
have you ever, William? I don't know about you. I've never been to university, so I'm not really one to talk.
Whoa.
But have you ever seen a man that has so little free time have so many hobbies on the go?
Just because I have
I
it,
dropped out from uni, so
just because I have it doesn't mean I have time to play with it. Like I'll go home, I'll be like 2 hours of like and then I'll like go to bed and
you
be
still
like,
have 2 hours though.
Yeah, but that's also I'm like going to bed at 2 a.m. instead of going to bed.
Look, I'm
at
in the
12
stage
o'clock.
right now. I'm just buying stuff. Like here, I have it, but I don't have time to play it.
It's like lying
That's
to yourself
most
that you've got
adults
the
I
free
know.
time to use it. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, at least I have it. Like if I want to play it, I have it. Like our PlayStation 5, yeah, I have it. And then when I bought that PC, the gaming PC with Kang, I was like, Kang, I want to buy a gaming PC. I bought it. And then like, William, you want to play games? No, not free, bro.
I'm in the opposite where I'm just trying to sell everything I own to survive.
I was like, no, stop buying shit.
So last week, now we're going to get back on topic, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
in the broadcast, surely not.
yeah.
Last week we talked about cheating, right? We had a good friend Tom. You guys had a whole little spiel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Tom the cheater.
Tom the cheater, so we call him.
In my phone, he's actually saved as Thomas Slow because he takes so fucking long taking his turns.
Yeah.
Tom Slow cheater.
I looked into some
listening.
cheating allegations or like the history of like some prominent cheaters in Magic the Gathering. I'm sure there's plenty of history of cheating.
Oh,
in card
definitely.
games. You get to a certain point in any sort of like real competitive game when there's stakes involved, where all the top players have some level of like they will try to buy advantage as much as they can. So I got a list. So there's a real prominent one that I saw was Tomoharu Saito, right? You might know him if you've been around Magic for a while.
Yeah, I think he's like a Hall of Famer, right?
He was a Hall of Famer.
Of course, yeah.
So he was a Hall of Famer in Magic in that like 2000s era. He got taken out of the Hall of Fame for some like controversies. I don't know if you would call this cheating, but it's definitely like malicious play, right? He got suspended for. What happened was he picked up his deck and shuffled it out of nowhere and presented his opponent to cut. And when his opponent cut his deck, he called a judge over and was like, "Hey, my opponent cut my deck without my permission." So like the whole like little skirting of the rules kind of deal.
So when you say you presented it to the opponent to cut the deck, so effectively the reason that if for people that aren't aware of it, but when cutting a deck is usually you're doing that to your opponent so it can prove to you that your opponent you're not cheating because you're giving them the final like physical touch of your deck, which means that you can't like there's no funny business, right?
Because in Magic you shuffle your deck a lot, especially in the modern Legacy format. After you shuffle your deck, you present your deck to your opponent to cut, right? It's to verify the fact that you can't fix your shuffling.
So how did he present it to the opponent without it actually?
He just randomly out of nowhere picked up his deck and shuffled, gave it to his opponent to cut, and he was like, he cut my deck. That's a greater problem than me shuffling my deck out of nowhere.
Is it though?
Really?
I don't know, but he got suspended for that, and it was another
Yeah, because it's not.
Yeah.
You can't just like in the game of Magic. There's no rule. You have to have something trigger to allow you to shuffle your deck. You
I'm not
can't just
exactly sure
shuffle
on the
it out of
exact
nowhere.
context, but he's been caught a few times with doing like
Underhanded
rule
stuff.
sharking or like malicious play, and so because of that reason, Wizards of the Coast, the developers of Magic the Gathering, they took him off the Hall of Fame and they suspended him for a while. But go figure, he still has a lot of reach in Magic the Gathering. He's the founder and owner of Hareruya, the biggest Japanese card game store.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, and very big.
Very prominent player with a long history, and then like he just like took whatever he had from Magic and he was like, I'm gonna make my own card game store. It's like the Bender thing of like, screw you guys, I want to make my own
And then make
card
more money
game
than
with
playing
blackjack and
cards.
hookers.
So if anything, it teaches you that just like professional sports, certain levels of cheating is fine. Right?
Listen, that's a whole topic. I think baseball should go back to steroids.
That's the thing, right? So
I actually agree. I understand. I know 100%. I've seen this argument articulated well.
But that's a different topic right now. Stick to
So
magic.
that's the thing with the cheater, right? So he cheated in the card game, but
Yeah.
he didn't cheat it in business though.
Yeah.
It's more about your reputation and like if you're not trustworthy.
But you're still a good player though.
Am I saying it right? Hararuya?
Haruya, yeah. So he didn't cheat like blatantly, but he's just rule sharking, right? What he's
Yeah,
saying.
there's a
He's
couple rule sharking.
I think it's like unsportsmanship.
I think he was also caught for like maliciously shuffling, like fake shuffling and stuff.
right.
Because that's a big thing in Magic, like any card game, right? Like one of the biggest things you can do is like rigging your shuffling or like hiding cards in like places. Or a big one is that for a lot of modern events, especially the Star City Games events, after you shuffle, you present your deck to your opponent for them to shuffle your deck. The idea is you get your deck shuffled twice from both players, so it prevents you from rigging your shuffle. But sometimes what was happening was that people that were good at sleight of hand were shuffling their opponent's decks and are purposely fixing a bad card on top. So that was a
Putting
big
like
one that happened a
land,
lot.
and like
True. I guess theoretically the idea is that if you're shuffling the deck, all the cards should be facing down. But I guess
By right,
depending on
yeah.
how
A whole
quickly
bunch
you're
of stuff.
doing it. Yeah.
Well, obviously, in a big tournament environment where there's not judges all the time, or especially if it's not publicized, right? Like most of the time when cheaters are caught, it's because it's recorded and someone's able to catch it. Imagine how many times people are doing things and not getting caught.
Yeah, that's true.
Another
yeah.
big thing that happens a lot is in card games, you sleeve your cards. People would mark their cards or mark
Right.
their sleeves. That was a big one as well. We've had people in the past taken out of the Hall of Fame or accused of cheating because of that. Big thing, right? Like Dragon Shield.
yeah, we had that in One Piece as well. Like
Yeah.
because there's a deck, yellow decks in One Piece. It's all about playing from your life because you when you get attacked, you take a life, and then your life has like triggers and stuff. When you take this life, you can put it onto play for free. So some players, what they do is they turn the card upside down. So in
Oh, 'cause
yeah,
you can see the bottom of the sleeve is sealed and the top of the sleeve is not sealed.
So on like an online play, you can't see it.
True.
Yeah. So online play, you can't see it. So they know which is a trigger and which is not. So they know which to take and which not to take.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
And then it gets tricky, right? Because of the natural potential defects that exist in sleeves have also gotten people in trouble, right? We had a thing where Dragon Shields came out with dual mats, also partially in response to their regular Dragon Shield colors. Some of them were slightly visible through.
Correct,
So you
yeah.
could see magic cards that were two-sided. And that was providing an unfair advantage.
We've mentioned on here before that I'm colorblind, and years ago, and this is a very casual play, so it's definitely not like in meat of a tournament at all, but it's just playing Commander. But I didn't realize I'd shuffled together two different types of green sleeves, and they were both just different shades of like very light green, and I had no idea. I think to be honest with you, I think one was actually even yellow and one was light green, but it's the level of the colorblindness, right? And it's like someone eventually pointed out it's hard because like I've always been in whatever I've been involved in the club or the store or whatever it is. So it's like it's hard. Sometimes people won't bring stuff up with me because it's a bit more awkward. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, if it's a bit awkward if the owner's cheating like in his own store. Can I bring it up here? I don't want to get myself in trouble, right? Which I
What were
always
you playing though?
sorry.
What were you
It was
playing?
just Commander.
Commander.
Yeah, not a big deal.
I mean,
Cheating in Commander
but
is like, screw it.
well,
Yeah.
but it's more the people sitting at the table. They're like, oh, is the owner cheating at this point? It's a bit rough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like,
and
not a
I'm
great
like,
look.
oh no, I'm just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. And then another big name one I had. So I only have two names of the list of people that I looked up. Another one was Alex Bertoncini. Got banned 3 times, right? Before they
times?
finally permabanned him. He was one of the interesting ones where his cheating was so subtle, it was often marked off as sloppy play or like just mistakes. It was like
Interesting.
just like minor little things like, oh, I accidentally drew an extra card.
Played the dunce card.
Or like, oh, I accidentally played an extra land this turn, yada, yada, yada. Just real sloppy stuff that isn't really qualifying as cheating, but every single time will be slightly advantageous. And he'll get caught out for it. But he was probably a legitimate player because I think he also got invited for the
Of
Hall
course.
of Fame.
To be honest, all these players who cheat,
They're still technically good
like
players.
good players, they know
Oftentimes.
the rules
Yeah.
pretty well.
It's just
Where
they
to
feel the need
poke,
to cheat.
and then they just need to because I feel like they just want to maintain the
Status.
achievement they have, right? So
But for them, it's also a livelihood.
Yeah.
They have to make prize money too.
It's like the Lance Armstrong effect. Like, when you got dud for doing steroids and cycling, even without the steroids, he was probably still the best cyclist at the time.
Absolutely.
Doing the tours. And it's like he was only really competing with himself and his own best. And like there was no one who was near him, even from when they can determine that he started steroids to when he wasn't. He still probably would have been winning anyway.
Yeah.
So like that's it. It's like these guys are competitive and they're playing these events. I guess at some time, the pressure gets up and they have to do whatever they can to maintain their
But
position.
how gnarly is it that they'll get banned for like a year or 2 years and they'll come back and still try to play? Like, how do you just shake off that reputation at that rate? Why would you even still play?
I guess maybe as
It's
well.
called like a very thick face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very thick.
Yeah, it's like I guess as well as like if you go in and you don't really care about other people's opinions of you as much about as winning the event or the money or the prize, then you can go in and other people think you're a cheater that you don't really care. I guess.
Yeah,
True.
as long
You're in it
as
for the
you don't
prizes.
care about your other people's opinions, like what Daddy said, like I think
There's
that's
a level
fine.
of narcissism that comes with the cheating in the first place, thinking that because it's like if you're cheating, but you're also convinced yourself that you can get away with cheating, which is like a level of narcissism there, right? Especially when you're surrounded by
of
judge
course.
and other pro players.
If you've been doing it for so long, you get more and more comfortable in that cheating.
If I blatantly cheat in a game against you, Kang, I'm assuming that I'm going to be able to do it and win, and that you won't notice that I'm cheating. There's two levels of
Or
like
Kang
layers
knew it and like just let you cheat.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever like caught anyone cheating in a card game with you?
Yes.
Or like specifically like you've called them out for it?
I want to set this as an absolute set standard for Northern Boards as a shop. When you're doing the wrong thing or you're forgetting a trigger in a card game, in a game of Commander, everybody else sees it. Sometimes people won't bring it up because we're being nice to you or whatever. But if you're purposely missing triggers that definitely have to happen that are maybe not good for you, most people around that game are playing and you're not being sneaky, you're not getting away with it. People are just being polite by not mentioning it to you.
Right.
What about you, William? Because you've also been around for competitive card games.
Okay, good.
Okay. So card game wise, I haven't been cheated on. Probably rule shock a couple of times, but
Do you think someone's cheated and you just haven't caught it maybe?
correct. Probably like in One Piece,
That's
like,
what I assume happens a lot.
so One Piece have online events, right? So I have opponents who had like a blackout moment, like my camera turned off, and then when I
on the online,
and then,
That's trash.
so
that's such a cop out.
Yeah.
So-
that's the equivalent of like someone sending you an email and be like, oh, the email didn't make it. Fuck off, it's there. We're not in 1992.
So what happened
Trash.
is, and then when it happened, like he had all the necessary cards to win.
That's the problem.
Bro, I'd call horse shit straight
Those
away.
online leagues
So-
are impossible.
He's
No,
just
no,
got a
no.
whole
Hold
nother
on.
deck sitting
You
you
can.
out of the window.
So you have OBS, right?
Yeah,
OBS is
record.
like a software to record your screen or your recording or your whatever you're using. So I'm actually starting to record my gameplays now.
So that if someone accused you of you cheating, you can prove that you didn't.
correct. And
Or you catch
also,
others.
like if I catch them, like if they go offline too long, I can report it as well. Like they can get a warning.
Yeah.
So if it happens again, they get a game loss. So it's pretty crucial with that kind of thing. So I guess it's all about accountability. So I won't need to cheat because if I lose, I lose. There's nothing for me because I'm not like a really good player. So
I think that's what a lot of the cheaters also prey on is most people are polite or most people kind of give the
Absolutely.
benefit of the doubt.
correct. So nowadays, people are not polite. Like if you do the wrong thing, like they just not gonna let you. Now, we used to like a year back. We used to like you can take back if you made a mistake.
Right.
Nowadays, we don't.
Also, most people
Depends
aren't,
on if it's a paid competitive event.
Oh yeah, these are
Yeah.
no. It's all this for a year back. Even though it's a paid competitive, we were really nice because it's a new game, right? So we'll try to like, hey man, you can take it back if you want. Like now, like because it's such a
well, there's thousands of dollars on the line.
yeah, and then like no, you made a mistake, you have to own it up.
And I think that's the big difference in the event that you're going to, right? And the advent of the rule zero before like games is a good important deal for this. Like if you're at a paid competitive event, there's no takebacks ever. You shouldn't be. It's like you're not there. If you're in a later game and you're both playing outside of the scope of winning a prize, then whatever, the bets are off, it doesn't matter anymore, right? But if there's a prize on the line and you make a mistake, that's yours. Like one of the biggest things for card gamers, I'm sure you've both done it and most people out there have done it, is you accidentally shuffle your hand back into your library. When you've like you say you search your library for a card and then you put it back down and you shuffle your library back in, it's an auto loss. You've lost the game because you've you've murdered
You can't
the sequence.
restore the game state.
Absolutely. And it's disappointing. And like, I've lost some like competitive drafts that way because I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, but it's not your opponent's fault. You're a moron. So it's like, you have to accept that loss and hope you do well in the next two games or whatever that happens. Right. And I think that's important. And then like, but I think for Commander, for example, we have this rule 0. You can have those discussions, because if I'm with like playing with like you guys and Tom and Tom does something, I'll be like, fuck off, Tom. You fuck off, mate. You're like, bullshit. You're not doing that shit. But if I'm here with some customers who've paid and we're having a laugh and it's a bit more casual, I'll be much more lenient. I'll be like, especially maybe I'll catch them after the game and be like, hey man, just, that's not how that card works. I don't want to embarrass you in front of other people, but we'll have a sit down. I think it's important for me to be a good role model for other players, because if I've noticed that you've done the incorrect thing, maybe they've noticed you've done the correct thing.
The benefit of the doubt needs to exist in Commander, because Commander, you have a way wider spectrum of the type of players.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are just newer to the game.
It's all how you choose to handle that situation. And I think pulling aside someone after the game is the best way to do it, because it's more educational and you're not embarrassing the person. Hopefully they've done the right thing by not doing it intentionally, and the best thing you can do is like help to educate like a fellow friend playing the game. I think that's a big deal. But then playing competitive events, all bets are off. If you fuck up a trigger, that's unfortunately your problem.
That's the crazy part about those One Piece online tournaments. You get hundreds of people playing games.
Thousands.
You get thousands of people playing online, get paired up, and there's maybe like a dozen or so judges that are able to bounce around all the tables. So I can't imagine like the possibilities, because it's also an online league. So the games are webcam. There's so much potential for just like malicious play going
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely, 100%. Like, but the problem is, if you don't have these kind of events, then there's going to be less events though. So I'd rather have it, and there is a chance of people cheating than
maybe you just have to go off of most people are still going to play the game.
I definitely.
Think, generally speaking, most people will still just play the game.
Are the stakes as high on the online games as the in-person ones?
same pricing.
Interesting.
Same pricing.
I could only assume that it's like human nature to get above, right? Like in professional sports, cheating is only cheating if you get caught. There's always edges of cheating, and it's whether it's like
is this where we start talking about steroids in sports?
Well, I think it's all like, but again, like you talk about like the UFC and that's the same thing, where it's like some things are considered like cheating and other things are unsportsmanship, and then certain things only become cheating when you do a certain things like to a certain degree as well, right? And I think that's the same as any of these games. Like we talk about Warhammer, right? Warhammer's, you're taking little men and you're moving them inches around the table. If you move like a quarter of an inch, a little bit too far, no one's going to have a big issue. But at the end of the game, that quarter inch added up every turn can make a massive difference.
Actually, you're right. In tabletop gaming, cheating is not like Magic the Gathering, where you're directly trying to just like say shuffle a card ahead, right? In Warhammer, most of the time the cheating is like just sloppy play, where it's like, oh, I moved my unit an extra inch forward, or oh, I just so happened that 2 turns ago I got my rules wrong. I'm sorry, it was beneficial for me. It's one of those things where it's so hard to enforce.
Just fold the defiler legs down so you can kind of be shot.
Yeah, exactly. Modeling for advantage is a thing as well.
I see it as like as ball sports. So like it happens a lot in rugby and AFL, where if when the referee's not looking, you can net yourself another foot or two. They can make a big difference, especially in rugby where they scrummage. And it's like you can have if you can get, even though the stoppage of play happens here, if you can push forward another meter or half a meter and nobody notices, teams take that. And that is technically cheating, but it's not. It's kind of up to the opponent's team to like,
it's like Blood Bowl.
Push back on it.
It's like in football, like a penalty kick is a massive thing. So players will just like, oh, I got hurt, fall down, right?
Yeah.
It's like Blood Bowl.
Well, so it's funny you say Blood Bowl, because they specifically designed that with a grid so that they can't happen. So
Sorry?
in real football, like Blood Bowl has a grid on the ground.
Oh, right.
So there's very specific where each movement happens, and you count how many squares you move forward.
Yeah.
But in actual gridiron,
but if you
that
didn't
doesn't
get
have
caught,
that. So they will take. Yeah, but if it's one whole square forward, you can't be half a square forward. Do you know what I mean? It's about whether you're in which
when
square.
your opponent is not looking, though. Right? That's Blood Bowl, right?
In Blood Bowl, you
I
can
think
cheat other ways.
that's more blatant. Though.
In Blood Bowl, you can bribe the judge.
But that's the whole game, right? That's the whole game. Like the whole rule book states that if you don't get caught, it's not cheating.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Like it is. Like Blood Bowl, you can cheat.
Correct.
You are supposed to cheat. That's Blood Bowl.
Well, I think you
didn't
roll
realize
dice for some like malicious play, and
also
judges whether
if you can move, like you try to
referee-
like outplay your opponent by cheating as well. Like Like
Correct.
it's like a banter kind of cheating.
The game encourages it. The game,
the game
actively
encourages it. Like
You know, what'd be interesting. Two players playing two different games at the same time and seeing if you could cheat on which one of the like two.
Have you guys ever played Monopoly Cheaters Edition?
oh no,
It's Monopoly specifically in the game. There's a bunch of rules for like encourages you to go cheat. So there's a blanket rule of like if you cheat and don't get caught, it's legal. It's just you play a game of Monopoly.
But
With
that's just a
funny
normal game
things
of
like-
Monopoly. If you cheat and get caught, it's
True,
fine.
but the game is designed around the idea of it because people have challenges where directly you have to try to steal money from other players or things.
Interesting.
It's a little cutesy. Like if you go to jail, you have to get handcuffed. So it's
all
hard for
right.
you to like sneak money away. Yada yada.
Smart.
Now we get into the fun topic: steroids in sports. I think we should they're doing it anyway. Just go nuts. Let them do like legalized steroids, the best shit possible. I want to see baseballers smacking balls into fucking orbit again, dude.
Well, there's some sports that like the best like the biggest hits or the best scores or the what would you call it, like the
Olympic style.
World record.
more like your records, like records. It's like some records will never ever get broken because in the 60s and 70s when steroids weren't being vetted, these people scored like it happens in baseball a lot, incredible like showings. And because steroids are now illegal, there's physically no way a human being could ever get close to
Long
those
jump,
records.
but this freak of nature
But
that's juiced up with all the chemicals known to mankind just jumps past the sandpit into
If
these awards.
everyone is on steroids, isn't that fair?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And
What's the reason? They
Let's make
remove it,
sports
though?
entertaining again, guys.
so the primary reason that it's starting to pull back is because if unchecked, it's very unhealthy for
Yeah.
you. So steroids put a significant drain.
So it's like
on
steam
your-
packs.
Here's the thing: the regulation is for like fairness and also for the safety of the athletes.
Yeah.
But I think for the entertainment factor and
Oh,
the fact
yeah.
that I'm sadistic, I want these athletes to be juiced up and die at 25.
Steroids.
I want to see
when
just a freak of nature with every single chemical known in their man body just sprint a 100-meter course in like 4 seconds.
Well, it's funny, like in what situations they're okay, because like peptides are just like rich people steroids essentially.
Yeah.
it's like and you can
Look
go,
at like Conor McGregor and his face has changed shape.
yeah, 100%. And like you can like if you're a wealthy person, you can just go to a specialist and just get peptides like right now.
Yeah.
If you've got the money to spend, it's expensive. But I know some like male stripper friends who,
Hey Google, how do you buy peptides?
I know some male stripper friends, and some of them do steroids, and some of them pay a lot of money to a proper specialist doctor.
My Google activated. No, don't Google that.
Google steroids.
So yeah, that's the thing with I guess is I know some people don't want to like probably harm themselves, right?
Well, yeah, if it puts a huge amount of pressure on your heart and your
But it's all about the glory.
circulatory system.
The glory. I want to
Sorry.
see Ronaldo. I want to see mega juiced Ronaldo kick a goal from the other goal.
What you'll see is a lot of guys who've done steroids die between the ages of like 35 and 45, 50 from heart attacks.
Are you guys not okay with that? I'm okay with it. Can you imagine like the swimmers just dive in the water, all the water comes out of the pool, hits the next side.
Well, you know,
Superhuman freaks of nature.
so they did the thing like obviously like
You know why Kang like Blade Runner now? Because it's like souped up human beings.
oh yeah, for sure.
True. Well, you know, they've banned steroids in the Olympics for the past, I think the 70s or 60s they started doing it. Anyway, but there's, they'll do it in the sports like the boxing and the running and all the obvious sports, right? But they didn't test a lot of guys because there's things where theoretically steroids wouldn't help them out. So they didn't test them for like,
Right.
shooting and that kind of stuff. They just didn't bother with that. What they did find is, maybe like 6 to 10 years ago, they started testing everybody. And what they found was a lot of the Russian, the guys who do the synchronized dancing, or like it's not acrobatics. This is pretty insulting that I don't know what this is, but you know the things where they do like the things on ice, like they're like where they do like the dance
Figure
routine,
skating.
figure
Figure
skating,
skating, yeah,
the
yeah.
figure skating, and then the guys who do the jumping in the like the figure. Not skating. This is terrible, but you know what I'm saying. They like when they've got the ribbons and stuff.
Yeah.
that kind of-
Gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Fucking hell, I just can't remember anything. It's crazy.
I was like, what?
All those sports require like peak physical
There's people
performance.
listening to the podcast being like, gymnastics, you fucking idiot. So the gymnastics, anyway, they tested the Russian guys and they were all juiced out of their fucking mind.
Yeah, because those sports are crazy physical demanding.
Well, the women and the men. So what they did was they still have samples, like piss samples and blood samples from people from like 30, 40 years ago. And they went back and every Russian gymnast has been juiced out of their mind for the past like 40, 50
And we
years.
should take the concentration of what's in their piss and put it in McGregor for a fight.
Super
I will
Saiyan.
pay pay-per-view for so much UFC fights, dude.
Well, in Fight 1, which is is it Japan? Where's Fight 1 happen?
I don't watch a lot of the international. For me, it's like Bellator and UFC.
What fight one?
Fight 1 is like the UFC, but for the Asia version of it. And they're 100% you are good to go with steroids.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You can just some fighters have to go from UFC over to Fight 1 so that they can just do whatever they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some guys before UFC started putting the pressure on the steroid testing, some of them have they've done steroids for so long that they'll never be able to qualify back to the UFC because the steroids are like they're in the body. You can test.
Hey, if there was one
see them.
sport which you could just make performance-enhancing drugs legal in, what sport would it be?
It's called One Championship. Sorry.
Oh, one championship.
All right,
Yeah.
What sport, William? What sport? If you could legalize performance-enhancing drugs in one sport, which one do you want to watch the most? What about you, Danny?
Women's volleyball. The
So
answer
you
is
just want everyone to look like Brock Lesnar's daughter?
shit.
Be
No.
careful what you wish for.
That's not what I want. No.
Ah, interesting though.
You know that? Oh, do you know that one where they play like polo but in the water polo?
Nice.
Because then they'd like be like Super Saiyan like mermaid people like.
Because I thought
flopping in and
a
out of the
lot
water.
about this.
What?
I've thought a lot
okay,
about
what
this.
is the sport you want to see?
Like, can you imagine like shot put with just freaks of nature? I want to just go,
Or then
and
you-
like a cannonball just flies into
But then
the
you make
ocean.
it better. You make it javelin, and then they're just throwing javelins like at.
Nah, it's way funnier when it's a dude trying to yeet a fucking like cannonball.
Wait, let me see.
There's so many good sports, dude. You know, like cycling.
When's the
as
last
well.
time you watched the Olympics?
It's Olympics this year, right?
Yeah.
It's coming up in like a month's
Isn't
time.
it? I thought it was happening now.
It's coming up soon. Like
No,
a
that's
month's time.
Euro. The football.
the football, but I
Soccer,
thought
soccer. Wow.
Yeah.
Soccer. Yeah. Not football. Soccer.
English lost to Slovenia the other day, and that's kind of funny.
What?
Yeah. Well, they didn't
What?
lose. It was a draw. It was a draw. But some guy did a graph on the like on the internet, obviously, of like the pay difference, and it's like you're talking about multi-millions of dollars between the Slovenian guys and the English guys.
'cause
and
the
they just
European-
score
The English
same-
are all Premier League players though.
The European League's going on right now. My dad tunes into football a lot, so I'll be in the middle of the night trying to sleep, and I hear my dad go ah because he's watching football.
Is he betting on it?
No, he's not a gambling man. I don't think so.
Are you sure? His son is pretty gambler though.
I
Kang's dad's gamble was Kang.
true. Yeah, he did not get a win. So
At the same time as the Euro football is happening, the America's Football Cup is happening as well.
Yeah.
So it's where all the you got North America, South America, and Canada. I guess it was part of North America. Anyway, they have that. Anyway, they're playing with each other, and it's like it's a weird thing to have going at the same time as the Euros because generally speaking, the Euros is a very high level of football player, and then the Americas is different, right? Because you have the North America, which tends to not really put out that much of high class players, but they also have to play teams like Argentina and Brazil because they're in South America. So you have a huge dichotomy of players in that same league. And
Messi.
can you imagine if different countries develop their better steroids? There's a competition for the better performance enhancing
yeah,
drugs.
that's Russia, bro. That's what that
Sorry,
already
my brain is
exists.
still thinking about
I
like
think-
all the sports that get funnier
I think one day
with steroids.
this will make
Imagine
Kang
jockeys,
really happy.
like horse. Just can you imagine like horse racing.
the horse and the
One
and
day.
the
Yeah, they're
jockey
both just hugely jacked.
So one day Kang will be super happy when bioenhancing like
Now, once you get robotics in it, that comes to engineering.
Robotics.
lame.
Like a Blade Runner. Or what's
Nah.
that game called? What's that game that incorporate like
Deus Ex.
sorry?
Deus Ex. That's a game that's very based on.
No,
Blade
what's
Runner.
that is it
Call of Duty.
no
Worms 3D.
no
Nice.
that game that you just played that jeez
Rocket
what's it?
Socket Racing.
Elden Ring.
No, the game that's
Crash
like
Bandicoot.
really famous like
That narrows it down to like
that's like,
no, yes.
robotics like everybody's like enhanced. Jeez, it's yellow in color. Cyberpunk.
Oh, Cyberpunk. Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simpsons Road Rage 2001.
That's like
It's a good game.
that's a fully enhanced.
Yeah, that is
That's
like
Kang's
the,
dream,
That's the
though.
Blade Runner style of like dystopian future.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in that universe. That universe sucks.
And then like I want to have a
Could you be
scorpion
naked in
hands.
Cyberpunk? Could you be naked in Cyberpunk?
Yeah, there is a lot of nudity in that game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to have like the mantis hands.
Yeah.
So is
What's that?
Cyberpunk just like a future version of the D&D game? Because you could just be naked in that
Actually,
too.
so funny you mentioned Cyberpunk, and we were talking about pen and paper D&D, like pen and paper role playing so much. Cyberpunk was originally a pen and paper role playing game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't know
was
that.
called Cyberpunk, right? And Mike.
Thanks.
Well, the reason why it mattered,
Wow.
is because Michael Pondsmith, the guy who wrote the pen and paper, he's often credited as being one of the forefathers of that cyberpunk genre. So from that pen and paper, we have what is the cyberpunk genre now.
But I feel like that Cyberpunk is different to. Wait, no, I'm thinking of steampunk. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then now, many years later, we have a video game interpretation of it, and now cyberpunk as a genre is bigger than ever. It's very popular
Okay,
now.
so are you gonna watch one championship, one championship now because it's all like super enhanced?
You should. It's actually not a bad.
Does anyone
competition.
die?
Well, I don't know. Is that?
It's a criteria.
I think I'll Google it. I'll have a look.
Look,
yeah.
so since you
Tell me
wanted,
which fight someone dies in, and
So-
I'll watch that one.
what such a sadist though.
No,
Look at
like I
Kang.
said, I want extreme sports, dude. You know what I mean? You know, as a kid, I watched like monster trucks, and I was like, yeah.
It feels like you're watching those B grade movies where they like send you to an island with Jurassic Park.
I would watch that. I would
I'll put
100%
you
watch
in,
that.
with like dinosaurs, and then you have to escape. If you escape the dinosaurs, like you gotta be free.
You can't tell me you wouldn't watch that. You would watch that.
I mean, I'm not like fired up for it.
Yeah. I would easily $30 pay-per-view watch that.
All right, it's confusing. I found a number of one championship guys who have died, but they're all motorbike related.
What?
Wow.
Just like apps.
Wow.
The first three lists of people who died are just
The
died on
ultimate
motorbikes.
killer still is just
is motorbikes.
Speed kills, baby. Speed kills.
Oh, dearie me.
Driver simulator, like Kang.
Yeah, exactly. All the thrills,
Yeah.
none of the danger.
Yeah.
Me
Can
sitting
you get a motorbike version of it? You sit on that.
Oh, that's got to be.
It's just a thing that you.
That's just called riding a bicycle.
That's just go to the arcade, bro.
Yeah.
You can power
Wait.
your electricity so it runs.
Get the D-Box, bro. How much is the D-Box?
Probably a few thousand.
Really?
Yeah, I imagine it's quite a bit.
Check it
Cinemas
out.
have to pay good money to get those systems
I
installed.
thought they just put it like an add-on, like a.
No, it's like 4 servos that sit in your frame.
But I thought it's like a vibration kit as well, right?
Yeah, it's a vibration kit as well as all these servos that move your seat.
Oh, okay.
So it's also the maintenance as well to keep that going. Me, I just realized that I'm like the ultimate, like the worst person where I'm like sitting in my like comfy couch at home watching people like beat each other up, be like, fight for my entertainment.
You're a
Colosseums.
Roman, like the Roman emperor or whatever.
Yeah. You guys didn't answer me. What sport would you want to have steroids enabled?
I want running.
Running? Performance enhancing drugs and running?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine the legs on those people?
I still think someone like Usain Bolt would. I don't know how much steroids is going to help them. It'll help, but I don't think it'll get them across the line because steroids is about like is generally about muscle growth. It obviously helps with recovery, and there's a big part of that. So it's going to enhance anybody, but for the most part, it's encouraging muscle growth. So I'm not sure running is where it's going to be best.
But
used.
imagine this guy's name is
Because you gain
Max Turbo.
Because you gain
He's going to give you performance enhancement. He's on meth and everything known to mankind, right?
Max Turbo.
He's all his joints have been replaced by like titanium, and he just sprints.
There's a big part again with like pro bodybuilders that take steroids is that your muscles grow beyond the size your body can actually handle. So then it starts a lot of pressure on your joints and your ligaments because it's now that muscle pressure is literally just crushing everything else that's there.
Perfect. That's the sport I want to watch.
We really got to watch out. If they ever make it legal, Kang's going to come and just be massive. It'll come to like getting jacked on this podcast.
I want to spend so much money on pay-per-view. Are you kidding me?
Kang.
What would you watch?
If
This has gone too far.
I think the water polo
Topic.
thing's actually a good idea. Imagine if they were hell jacked and like super powered. That'd be crazy.
Do you think the water like limits the potential?
No, I think, yeah. I guess if you put like sense to it, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm like meh on sports.
He's like meh on sports.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever.
He don't read no books. He don't watch no sports. What is William
He's a
doing?
businessman doing business things all the time. You know what he has watched? You watched Furiosa, right? You watched
Yeah.
Mad Max Furiosa. What do you think of it?
I like it.
Oh, that was a classic Kang switch. Classic.
Yeah.
You know what? The only regret I had.
Straight into movies again.
So I watched
my topic.
I watched Bad Boys on D-Box.
Yeah.
And I wished I watched Furiosa on D-Box.
I liked Mad Max Furiosa a lot. I liked it because it was more cool Mad Max with action scenes, and we got a lot of the lore. And I'm upset
Yeah.
because Danny's pulling it up right now. Because after I watched Mad Max Furiosa, I went to go watch it because I really wanted to catch it on cinemas.
Yeah.
I get irrationally upset at like box office numbers for things because I get really passionate. I think, can you imagine, right? Mad Max, the team that was responsible for the action choreography, the cinematography, all the set pieces, the vehicles, the practical effects, the costumes, and the hiring of all those people for this massive movie.
Right.
And then I think like Inside Out 2 made like $1 billion instead. Can you imagine? Like, you get
Inside Out,
completely blown out by like another movie.
So we're in June of 2024.
Right.
Can you name what are your two top movies for this year, if you can think of it?
I haven't watched a lot of movies this year.
Ooh, that's not
Actually,
many
no, that's
though.
a lie. I watched a lot of like A24 art housey indie movies.
Not many
We're,
though.
we talk about real human things, all right? For 5 minutes, Kang. Fuck's sake.
Wait. There's one movie that's really great.
I don't know. Let's just say Mad Max Furiosa. Sure, I watched that.
Godzilla.
Godzilla came out.
Yeah.
June 2 came out this year as well.
Dune 2, that was a big one.
Oh, yeah, Dune 2, yeah.
went huge.
Now, because I think I discussed this with you a bit earlier, Kang. William, can you guess which movie had the highest take so far?
Inside Out.
Inside Out 2 made $800 million.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That Disney Pixar combo of like money.
So coming in second is June 2 with $700 million, $711 million, right? Furiosa, which is a massive, spectacular movie.
Took them something like 8 years to make.
Yeah, they
8 years.
Yeah, because the filming was crazy. Okay, maybe 8 years is hyperbole, but I know it took them a lot of time.
it comes in at $168 million.
Yeah.
How much to make it?
Like 165.
Yeah, I think
They made like 2 million.
They barely made over their
On box
budget.
office though. So they'll
is-
they'll try to make their money back on sales and streams, but on box office they scraped it.
Oh, that's bad. The Pixar guys are like, yeah,
Fury Road.
Supreme Guns.
So the one that was like from 2015, Mad Max Fury Road,
Jeez.
made way more money than this did.
So those animators were like, big bonus check.
Some things that came above Furiosa. Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah.
Animation.
Kingdom of the Planets of Apes.
So what I'm learning here is that family movies make money.
The Garfield movie made more than Furiosa.
Damn.
Bob Marley One Love made more money than Furiosa.
What?
What the fuck is that? What even is that?
I might watch that.
You know, we talk about the death of cinema. That's what the death of cinema is, and I'm okay with Inside Out being a massive movie and the kids beating it. But who?
I think a Marvel
what
movie-
studio greenlights a Furiosa next time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
It's important for me because when George Miller wrote
Hey.
this new Mad Max, it's a trilogy.
I
So
know.
I really hope we get a third movie to
Guess
finish
what?
the trilogy.
AI is gonna make the next movie.
Oh, true. AI is already a big part of a lot of studios are already
Cheap,
thinking about
bro.
investing in
Probably like it cost them like $1 million.
Do you know here in WA they're building a massive
Yeah,
multi-billion-dollar
Malaga.
state studio?
Yeah, right in Malaga, right?
So what for? When we'll be able to make it on our phone in
No,
20
it's
minutes?
a big government push to try and push the art sectors in Australia.
I
'Cause
think
there
it's-
is zero art sector in Australia.
Well, no, not in Australia, yes, but
They're barely.
not in
We'll
WA.
make a home and away.
All the successful actors just go to America, and like it's too expensive to start studios because the wages are so high. Like there's zero video game presence in Australia because it's just too expensive.
Yeah, true. I think when you have things like Garfield movie and Kung Fu Panda 4 beating out like massive blockbusters. There's no reason blockbusters to
I
exist anymore.
constantly have gripes, right? Because I like a lot of my like artsy stuff, but it's not for everyone, and I get it. But I can't expect him to make.
So
big
in the
money.
future, are we just gonna watch YouTube, like all the short shit?
I assume so.
That being said, I hate this thing of like. Also, don't be a movie snob, right? For a lot of people, just go out and enjoy what you want to enjoy. I think the same way as movies are a hobby, and you're always going to get the hobbyists that really go into it.
Yeah,
But for a
yeah.
lot of people, it's just entertainment.
Like
That's
I bullied
totally
you
fine as
earlier
well.
about because we were just trying to work on the pricing of them. But like, I guess maybe with the reduction of some of these like big blockbuster movies, it gives people more scope to get smaller green things lit. Because I guess for a studio, they can greenlit 10 low budget movies, and some gems can really come out of that were never going to get funding before,
Correct.
rather than spending all the money on that massive thing. You know,
I think it's important in cinema as well. Like you said, there's always going to be the movies out there to just make money, be entertaining, and you have to hope that the studio is able to balance that out with also the more like creative stuff.
Well, I guess it makes sense with kids, right? Because when you have a kids movie, you're going to take your partner and your 2 kids and yourself. So there's 4 people going to see that
And watch it
movie.
4 times. Yeah.
That too. But it's like, I guess if you know something like Furiosa, I wonder how many of those showings were just blokes and their mates, and you're really cutting away that potential customer base there.
Only watch once.
It's a
Not
movie
4
with a very
times.
specific
Has the Minions
audience.
come out?
Yeah.
I wonder why that's not on this list.
I'm gonna guess like 700
Because
million.
I think Minions is like getting milked too much. That's my take.
Do your kids like the Minions?
So. Like I think Inside Out, like I think it resonates more.
Right.
Like with feelings and stuff, right? So you gotta resonate with it. Like Minions is just like banter.
I wonder if it's like just really good, successful marketing as well. Because Dune is one of those movie franchises that it's a
Dude,
weird one.
Inside Out did nothing. Have you even seen any ads?
I haven't watched Inside Out 1 or 2.
Really?
No.
You should. It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very good.
Inside Out's the one about the girl with the hormones,
Feeling.
right?
No,
Yeah.
the feelings.
Okay.
So you're just watching her feelings.
Right.
Pretty much.
Because like Dune for me was like of a book franchise that's known for being hard to digest, obscure sci-fi, but it did so successfully. Dune
yeah, it's not too bad.
kind of really came out of nowhere. I wonder if it's successful marketing or if this is weird cultural zeitgeist that happened when it came out, where everyone had to go watch Dune.
I don't know. Inside Out is pretty
Because
good.
I didn't really see too much of the marketing for Mad Max Furiosa. I think if you weren't already tuned in for Mad Max, you probably just won't know.
I wonder where the advertising even goes these days. Because
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
right.
watching TV, so I'm not getting ads there.
Do you get ads on your phone, like
Facebook.
Instagram, YouTube,
Yeah,
Facebook?
Instagram, yeah.
True.
That's pretty much a bulk of it.
But
I
do you
guess.
pay any attention to those ads?
It's
I
hard.
do. I watch trailers though. I like trailers.
I think it becomes subconscious now because
Yeah.
I'll just say things near my phone, and my YouTube, like, or my Instagram Reels will start adjusting accordingly.
You know when your Facebook like tries to play an ad and it's like halfway through a video, I just skip that video. I'm done with it. I'm even if it's
you need to watch 4 seconds though.
yeah, but I just skip to the next one. I don't
Yeah,
want to.
I'm
I don't
the
want
same. The
4
immediate
seconds.
moment an ad comes up, I get mad and I just change.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's lost me.
You watch 4 seconds though.
Maybe that's all I need.
You've
right?
got more patience than me. Shit.
The fact that you even acknowledged the advertisement is already successful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I don't remember what it is.
Do you?
I'm not,
But
I'm
you're
not the guy who remembers.
Subconscious.
How many-
I've
how
seen
many-
that shit before.
How many times have you like? Because it happens all the time. Where I'll stand in front of like the shampoo aisle of like buying my like.
I thought you don't shampoo your hair.
It's an example. This is an example. But you get like 1,000
Kang is
variants
like-
of like dozens of brands, and you're like, I'm just gonna go with this one here because I recognize this.
Do we have to check Kang's phone to see if there's like racing simulators on there?
Oh,
that match
you
what he's got?
100% bet there is. Dude. I did some research.
I gotta speak into his phone like Kang's phone, please. D-box.
Love it.
Buy D-box. Discount D-box.
I don't need more things to buy, William.
Offer D-box. End of financial year D-box.
You know, this is a fun test. This is actually a fun test. If you have your phone around you, just start randomly saying, I want to buy Toyota, or I want to buy Mazda, or like, I'm thinking of buying, etc. brand, and just mention one brand over and over and see if your phone starts advertising that brand to you.
Yeah, it does. It's actually in the small text of the phone that
Yeah.
says that that's activated.
Yeah.
Because it happens to me all the time.
Because if you need to have it listening to you because it needs to listen for the cue call.
Correct.
Like hey Google, right? Before I activate your phone again.
You can say it. I don't think my phone will because it recognizes my voice.
Hey Google. Oh, nothing.
See?
Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. Okay,
Which one of
fine.
those 3 voices was me?
I don't know.
How many other
Hey
Googles
Google.
did you just activate on
Can
their
you
phone?
say hey?
Hey,
Google.
Siri.
We're past that point though of being surprised that our phones listen.
Yeah,
to us,
exactly.
right?
It went from me being like thinking I'm a schizophrenic to just accepting my fate that we live in the world of dystopia.
Because like quite a few years ago, the study was done where you would get someone to talk about something that, let's say you don't have a pet, but then you would start talking about pet food out of nowhere, and then it would start like advertising your pet food. So
Dog, dog, dog.
In the modern age, there is zero privacy, and at this point now, if my privacy is
Well,
being
if
stripped from
you're
me, I might
on
as well.
social media, any social media, your privacy is gone.
No, you don't even need
Pretty much.
social media. If you just have any sort of electronic device now, it's all been exposed. I'm a cybersecurity guy, and I'll tell you right now, there is no such thing as privacy.
Yeah.
So if you already have no privacy, I might as well get convenience out of it. Right. From when I was younger, I was like, I'm not going to have all these voice acted effects on my phone. And I realized that's pointless. My phone is gathering so much data from me anyway. At this point now, I just re-enabled Google and I was like, hey, Google, change songs for me.
Oh, you just say, hey Google, look, it's
fuck, it just
activated. Look.
activated again. No, Google, go away.
Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, see? And the more you use it now, the more
Managed
convenient it
to
becomes
get
now.
Kang to
That's
say.
why like
See how receptive she is now?
How do you know it's she?
And the voice is set to a female.
Oh, okay. enough.
That's what you guys are in like the group chats. I'm always mad that the AI's not got better. Like, why doesn't it know anything I'm ever saying? Every time I voice to text you guys while I'm like doing something, it comes out with a jumbled bunch of nonsense. And I'm mad that it's not smarter and it can't fucking recognize my
Maybe
shitty
it's the
accent.
Australian accent, like you're talking through the nose.
Nah,
Yeah, but I don't really have an Australian accent.
Speaking about all the AI, if you're on Spotify, we have automatic captions that exist on Spotify as well as automatic chapters. So you can just open Spotify right now as you're listening to us.
While
and see
listening to us,
captions.
you can read it what we're saying.
Ooh, pretty cool.
Except it gets some things wrong, which is very funny.
Look, so
Apparently, when I say Danny, sometimes it changes to Daddy.
Oh.
And I'm very uncomfortable.
I
Full
love
disclosure,
that.
I hate that. Do we have any Patreon members to thank?
We do.
Oh,
Brandon.
please.
Brandon signed up today.
Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out, bro.
yesterday, whatever. And I feel really bad because Brandon was in the shop today, and the most amount of communication I had with him was I said that he dressed like a bee, and then I went on my way. He was wearing yellow and red. He looked like a bee. I was actually
Yellow and black,
and
bro.
red. What color do you think? these
yellow
are?
and black. Sorry, so yellow, black. Yeah.
Yellow and red.
And I was already bullying Jared because he was dressed like a black and white bee, which doesn't make any sense. And then Brandon came up directly next to us while I was saying that. I was like, well, Brandon's dressed more like a bee. And then I completely forgot the fact that Brandon signed up to the Patreon. And then
thank you, Brandon.
And then at the
That was the whole spectrum of ADHD in one go. Just like various connections on various things and then forgetting about it.
well, the worst bit is Brandon stood
I
at the door
appreciate you,
and looked
Brandon.
at me and he said, bye, Daniel. And I looked at him and I waved at him for about 3 minutes and then he left. At no point did I ever think about the fact that he's been a very good lad and signed up to our
so is it 11 now? Actual?
11 actual members,
Oh.
which means I need to get my shit together and get the shirts done.
Bro, you haven't done that yet?
No.
Weren't we 11 last week?
No, 11 plus me though. No?
Man, you really
Well, the
changed the
deadline
numbers
was
by you
really
signing
10.
up.
I've stuff's been going on, all right?
All right. What about our Discord channel? Is it going on?
I've been talking in there. Why aren't you talking in
Oh,
there?
really?
Robin?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there tomorrow.
I'm on the Discord channel all the time.
If you have questions, please ping me, tag me. I'm there.
We've been having chats.
Do you want that?
Oh, really?
Do you want people just pinging you all the time?
Cobb got mad because like 95% of the information we talked about with Armada getting sunsetted last week was completely
Yeah,
wrong.
Com had some actual legitimate insight into X-Wing and Armada.
I said to Colm, I was like, you've got to realize, Colm, that most of the stuff that comes out of my mouth is absolute drivel.
Yeah.
And also, what? We have the Patreon. Okay, cool. So
I've been sending pictures of myself in short shorts in 4-degree weather. You've been missing out.
Yeah, it was
There's
4
so
degrees
much.
and you're wearing short shorts.
I'm sharing the podcast with a couple of friends now. So they are listening on it. Hopefully they sign up. Please do sign up. Support the podcast. And also we're having like a couple of big events coming up for Northern Boards as well. One of it is the Commander
many
event.
events.
So we in Northern Boards, Eternal Magic, which is me, and Northern Boards, which is Kang and Danny, will do a Commander event where we have fun, like real fun. Like,
July the 20th.
yeah,
Is that
Saturday.
implying that other events that have Commander are not fun?
I mean, this is like
There's like the regular commander and
Regular
then there's the
fun?
super steroids performance enhanced
Oh,
commander.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
so this is like full fun. Like
Yeah.
I encourage people to come in and have fun instead of like winning or whatever. I want everybody to go home happy. So
It's- We're trying to make it a massive event, right? Like,
yeah, we're gonna try
fill
to
out
like
the space.
make it like 40 people and
If we can get more people,
Oh,
at
definitely, we
Commander
just-
Fest.
how many people come in at fest?
How many people was it, Danny?
I think they sold out about 200. I think
Oh
180,
fuck! Okay,
180,
we can't do
200 people in that hall?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We can't fit 200 people
So,
unless
okay,
they,
let's aim for 50. If we can quarter of Commander Fest, we did it.
Yeah. If we've got 200 here, there's people sitting in the car park.
Yeah, pretty much. So
When we
what-
closed up tonight, there was guys playing Magic in the cold on our set.
Oh, that's dedication, bro. Dedication. So what we're gonna do is we throw a lot of prizes out. We want everybody to go home happy and play some Commander and enjoy like the Northern Commander.
Yeah. It's
so,
July the 20th. It's a Saturday. We've basically booked out the entire day. It's going to be a lot of prizes, a lot of giveaways. If you've come to any
Free
of our
stuff.
Eternal Magic sponsored Commander events, you'll know about it. It's Magic
it's
the
just
Gathering.
William going around destroying boards and give you prizes.
It's William being an absolute menace in your Commander game, but he also makes you feel better because he gives you a booster pack.
Yeah.
for being a menace.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. Like a board wipe.
I think
Give
it was
you
a lot.
pack.
I think it was a lot of fun last time. I had a
Yeah,
lot
it
of good
is.
reception.
Everybody had fun. Like everybody's like, please come to the table because if you come to the table, I get packs. Destroy my board, please.
Good times.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Like I really hope. I think the last time we had 36, is it 34,
we had
36.
quite a few
Shit, that's
people.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Different numbers.
So if we can hit 40 and aim like minimum 40 and then aim for 50, and then we have to like probably kick off some tabletop gamers. That's the goal, right?
We've been doing pretty good for events and numbers recently.
Yeah.
It's been pretty. I've really enjoyed being in the in the hobby and in the community and stuff like that. Like a lot of our events have really been like firing on all cylinders. Like we just did our Warhammer Fantasy tournament on the weekend just gone as well. And that was we had a good time. Like we had a good group of guys. There was like 4 or 5 new guys who hadn't been down the shop before, and then a bunch of our regulars. Kirk's from like Games Workshop around the corner. He come and played as well, and like it was a really good showing. And there's some like funny events going on. And we had some like cool prizes to hand out. And yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Like we've really been. You're getting that stride of like I think 4 or 5 years old now. Here's the shop, and some of the community members and like stuff we've got going is actually just pretty good.
We have some
really
solid,
enjoying it.
like I guess almost like community leaders, right, in our community where we have
I like
people really
that.
pushing games.
That's good.
Recently, we have a few members in our community, like Sky is starting up like a book club as well.
Oh,
through
yeah.
Northern Boards, you come down like they all do, like every I think week or so they come out and discuss the books they've read for Warhammer.
Oh, okay.
It's just
I
real
was
chill.
like,
It's
book
like-
club.
It's like mates. It's what we're doing right here. It's just mates gathering and talking. There's also community members like Anthony, he has his own charity organization where
Nice.
he's doing a lot of Necromunda and Blood Bowl side of things. Honestly, amazing work, and I cannot be more thankful for some of our community members.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome, guys. You're such awesome goods.
William's just mad though that they've made a club that he can't get involved in because he doesn't read books. So
I'm all right, bro. I will gladly sit out on it. Like, hey, no, thank you.
Do we have any last minute things we want to mention? Any shout outs before we head off?
I just want to shout out to Eternal Magic for being awesome. Thank you very much. No shame plug right
He
there.
puts a little medal on himself. Good job, William. Today you
Well
did well.
done.
that
Pat
one
on my
pat on the back.
Yeah.
It's been good, boys.
Yeah, it's
Today,
really
I'm,
good.
you know, I think I mentioned this last week, but I really enjoy looking forward to this. Like I had a not a great day, but I could smile my way through. I played a game with Az, bit of a Warhammer Fantasy this afternoon.
Nice.
For the majority of the game, he smashed me into the ground, and then I just managed to pull it out of the bag right at the end, out of pure luck, zero skill to me. And then I could get to sit here with my mates and hang out and have a chat. So
Yeah.
I feel it's
And Kang's like, I can't wait to go home and try my simulator.
What different what different races have you got on there? Is it F1? Is it
At the moment, the one I'm playing the most is Forza Horizon 5, which is just a variety racing, street racing style game.
Okay.
But also, what I really, my true and passion love is rally. Rally racing is insane. It's the hardest thing known to mankind, and holy shit, it's exhilarating. It's just the dopamine rush I get when I hit that dirt course and I do a nice little turn. Oh, yes, perfect.
we should get together, and get Kang like a racing little suit. Like a
Oh,
racing
you know
suit.
what? We were supposed to finish the podcast, but I'm just going to finish on one last thing. Recently, I've been asking a lot of like members in the community, as well as people that I know. I want to get enough people so that we can rent out one of those karting places. In Wanneroo, there's like a place you can go like karting. Like we're not talking bumper cars. We're talking proper like CC karts.
Is it electric or what?
Gas. Probably.
Oh.
I think it's gas. But it's like 9 horsepower adult like cars.
Yeah.
And you race. And if you get enough people, I think it's 12 people, you can do a Grand Prix where like you do practice
We can
laps.
get 12 people
Easy,
together.
Easy, right? And
Right,
but if
sign
we
me
get
up.
even more, if we get enough, we can do like a really cool one. They have 2 tracks and we can all race each other, have a whole day
Remember
to
to buy a balaclava.
balaclava.
Yeah, before you go.
Now you have to wear a helmet anyway.
Yeah, you wear the balaclava before you go.
Yeah, you don't want to put someone else's hair on.
Yeah.
Good point. But
Yeah.
it's awesome because karting is really the most basic, the most lower level of racing foundation.
mind. I like it.
Because a lot of legitimate races started off with karting. I can't remember. There's an Australian in F1. Do you watch F1, William?
I used to.
There's an Australian in F1 that when he started racing, he actually raced in the course at Wanneroo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know I can't. The fact that I can't remember his name is making me angry.
But it's like the only Australian in F1, basically.
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo.
Daniel
I think.
Ricciardo. It's my name. Shit.
Not Daniel. Is it Daniel Ricardo?
Yeah, Daniel Ricardo.
Yeah.
He's
But
getting
yeah.
axed though, I heard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He did well
Karting.
for 10 years.
All right.
I want to graduate and I want to start racing. for reals.
12 packs, 12 people, we can get it done.
if it's 12 people, we should make a Northern Boards team and an Eternal Magic team. 6 and 6. And then we can place
No,
it.
William's going to go hard. That means William's going to go.
No, we should make 3 teams of 4.
Yeah.
So there's a Boardcast team and an Eternal team and a Northern Boards
No,
team.
but William's going to want to win.
And then we can bet on who's going to win.
So William's going to like, hey, I have this friend, and he walks in as Michael
Do you
Schumacher.
think the steroids will help with
No,
the
he's
car
still in the
racing?
hospital.
What? Oh, what? Never mind. Yeah.
Do you think the steroids
Lando
will help
Norris
with the
walks in.
kart racing? We can
yeah,
inject the
stand
steroids
up.
straight into the neck and get the big neck that you need.
Imagine they're too big to fit in the cockpit.
Well, that's when I was doing my
12 people is easy.
my body.
Yeah, very easy.
And then-
But I want to get
wait,
more.
wait,
I
wait.
want to see if we
Okay,
can like
hold on,
email
hold on.
them and be like, hey.
So
if
we get that
50
done,
people.
and then we look, hold on. We get that done, and then we do another one for Optimus Gaming
Is that like
VR.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. It's good.
Yeah,
Oh, I want to try it.
yeah, like zombie fighting.
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah.
cool. I think do we need that many people for the whole hall?
Nah, because that place, the Optimus game is not that big. So I think you can have a maximum of like group of 10 or something in there.
Yeah, it's cool. We have that done as well.
Oh, Kelly and I did one of those things where it was like a mystery sleuth thing. So you go into like so Optimus game is like a VR place in Balcatta, which is here in Perth, and
It's a warehouse, right?
Yeah,
For
it's kind of
VR.
like a warehouse, and it has all the VR games. And you put your headset on, they put you in a room, and they walk you through it, right? And Kelly and I went there at like a date night kind of deal, and we did one of these where it's like a haunted mansion, and you've got to I don't know, work out the mystery that's going on. We thought we did because we've done a few of those escape rooms before, and like I would like to think that in like, you know, let's say Jason Voorhees is like chasing me down. I'm fucking fighting that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. I'll probably die in the process.
You like hardcore lose.
Yeah, but I'm not in it. I'm not in it to run away. I'm gonna fight him. I might die, but that's fine. But if I saw like some like, you know,
I don't think it's a might.
like what if Chucky comes at me, man? I'm booting that little motherfucker in the face.
Right.
I ain't fighting shit. Fuck off, man. That's ridiculous. I'm fighting this. So when I'm in an escape room situation, I constantly look at like, well, I'm not gonna figure out this puzzle. I'm gonna punch my way through this door. It might not work, and I might like, you know, float off into space or whatever this zone thing is. But I'm fighting my way out of this alien situation.
Yeah.
So when
The
we're
guy in the comments like, sir, please stop hitting the door.
yeah, he's like, guys, like, yo, that bit doesn't open, bro. What are you talking about? Anyway, so we're like, we did this VR version of this, what is effectively escape room, right? And we're in there and we're trying to work it through. And Kelly and I thought we did okay. Fucking at the end of it, the guy's like, yeah, there's like 4 more rooms for you to go through. We were like, we paid for an
guys got
hour
through level
and
1.
we didn't get through shit. And he's like, do you guys want us to run through the puzzles and like show you what to do? And we're like, no. We'll come back and do it. We'll figure it next time. So we came back. We did not figure it next time.
Well, he's like,
The dollars was spent. And
Can you imagine if the puzzles were the exact same as well? If nothing changed.
Well, we got the first ones we'd already got, but we just got caught on the next one.
Yeah.
The next
It's stuff like
ones.
that makes me realize all those movies with people getting trapped in a room and being all creative and escaping. Absolutely not.
Fuck
the average
no.
person, you just close the door, lock it, they don't know how to get out.
Like legitimately, like I'm dead set. Like I still see myself as like a young 20-year-old man that like knew how to box and fight and do like Muay Thai and stuff like that. So I would get kidnapped now by some guy wearing someone's face and he'd lock me up in his chain. And the first chance I'd got, I'd try and fight him and just get instantly stabbed in the nuts. Like I'm out. I get it, but in my mind, I'm
At least
fighting
you
my
tried.
way out.
At
of
least
it.
you
Yeah,
tried.
100%. I'm not waiting to get eaten or
All
whatever
right.
the fuck.
Two events.
While Danny's getting stabbed by Jason, I'm trying to climb through the window.
so 2 events. We got a go-kart and then we got Optimus Gaming, all right?
yeah.
All right.
and escape Jason.
And also sign up for the Patreon so you can pay for this.
Everyone on the Patreon is invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
You are invited.
And if we get to 20, we can have our own soccer teams. Yeah.
No, I don't play soccer, bro.
Yeah, well, how
All
else
of
do we
our
get to
Patreon
20?
members, who's goalie?
I don't want to be a person get a shit off.
Hayden's really tall.
Okay.
So he's got long arms. I feel like Lewis has played actual football before.
So he can be striker.
but he's the opposite of
Who's the
tall.
best at running in his midfield?
Ooh.
Now look at that. Now I'm really quizzing Danny's brain.
We'll just get. I'll just get
feel
Lucas
like
to play.
Like our new guy Brandon's pretty fit.
Yeah.
How fit's your mate Nick? Like is he a runner?
Now imagine if every single one of them
William's saying
was on
absolutely
PEDs.
yes.
I'll take Lucas.
Then we're all goalies.
I'll have Lucas. Lucas is my David Beckham.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
He'll run from field to field, goalie to post.
Oh, we're
post.
talking about the escape room things. We did an escape room thing in Queensland when I took him on holiday like quite a few years ago. And we in the first room, we managed to open up some sort of like special drawer. And in the drawer, there was some stuff in there. Anyway, we went through the stuff and we took the information, we tried to figure it out. And we got through that. We through that escape room, and we also didn't get through basically the second room in that one as well. We failed that one. Anyway, the guy's like, he's like, because the guy of the, they when you're in an escape room, they have like a little speaker, and they'll say like, "Hey, do you want us to help you out?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he was like trying to walk us through, and he's like, "Use the key," and we're like, "We don't know where the key is." Anyway, we get to the end of the escape room. And when the drawer to open, there was some like there was a notebook and some other things to like give clues. But also in that notebook was a chain of keys. And Lucas, in like super ADHD brain, had picked it up, looked at it, put it in his pocket, and then forgot about it completely. And those keys were like different shapes of like blocks that would open different things in the room. And like we couldn't get anywhere without those keys. Like they were 100% integral to moving to the next spot. And the guy was like trying to give us clues to use the keys. And there was like a different key that we were like, oh, we don't know what we're doing. We couldn't figure it out. And like Lucas had it in his pocket the entire fucking time.
Well done.
And the same thing, there was four of us in there being like, well, like I like to think that I don't want to say I'm smart, but I'm definitely not, like too dumb. But what I've learned from doing a number of escape rooms now is I'm quite dumb.
All right, gotcha. Don't get kidnapped with the Lucas.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, let's finish it up, guys. We keep tangenting off. So thank you very much for listening to the
Thank
podcast.
you for the support.
Always a pleasure to have you guys around.
Welcome to the Boardcast. Round 2. Let's do it. Another hour.
Good night, everyone. See you guys next time.
Oh dear.